This is a pick a deck reading. The question is, what will your life be like 5 years from now? So choose the deck that caught your eye first. It usually gives the best results. So we'll start with the Wisdom of the Oracle cards. Then the second reading will be the Queen of Moon Oracle cards. Third will be the Shaman's Oracle. And the fourth will be the Mystical Journey Oracle cards. And I'll put a link in the description below so you can just go there directly. So we'll see you at your reading. Thank you. This reading is for those of you that chose the first deck, Wisdom of the Oracle cards. So the first card we have here is Breathe. So what I'm getting from this card is you'll be in a better place in your life in 5 years from now. So wherever you're sitting in your life now, however you feel about your life now, things are going to improve. Now, they might not improve right away, but in 5 years, they will be better than where you are now. So for some of you, there's a very strong pull towards more spirituality. So you'll be sitting in a better place spiritually. You'll have made progress on your path. You will have reached higher heights, gone deeper, I think perhaps than maybe you expect to get in 5 years. So I'm hearing the word perseverance. So that's the key, to keep at it, to don't give up. For others of you that may not be completely spiritually inclined, there does seem to be an improvement. Sitting in a better position in life is what I'm getting. So for some of you, that could be that you're not in financial straits, like your financial position will be improved. So not necessarily that, you'll be a millionaire or anything like that, but things are going to improve for you financially so that you're not having any difficulties. It'll be more flowing. Sorry, I'm getting messages from Spirit and I'm trying to bring them forth to say them properly. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah, things will be easier for you, like bill paying and that sort of thing. So, in some cases, it might not even be that there's an increase of income, like a substantial increase. However, it could be that maybe there's less bills, or maybe, you're ended up paying things off so that your financial burden is lessened. But definitely improvement. However, that's going to come through for you. You'll be in a much better place. You'll have more contentment in your life. Okay, so the next card that we have here is Time to Go. So there's a door off in the distance. Hopefully you can see that clearly. It feels like you're heading towards the door. So I'll bring this up closer. So the door, the path that she's on, it's going straight. Now I know there's a slight indication that it curves off towards the door. However, how it's coming through in this reading is it's going straight. It's not actually going to go to the door. It's not going to lead to that door. So what that is telling me for this reading, you may have your sights on the door. She is facing towards the door. Okay, her head is turned towards the door. So you might have your sights on the door, however, that's not where you're heading. You're going to go past that door to something better, something that perhaps you weren't expecting. So although your goal may be that door, there's something far better beyond that door. So, um, you may be reaching, say you want to get to a pivotal goal, but you're going to surpass it. You're going to get better than what you're aiming for. So have faith in that. It doesn't mean to stop trying to head for that door. Keep that goal. Keep going towards that door. If you don't have a goal in mind right now, you will by the time 5 years is up. You'll know that you are heading for a goal. There's something you're purposefully trying to get in life, whatever that is for you. You're going to surpass it, but you have to aim for that door, try for that door, go for that goal in order to go beyond it. Because if you think, oh, well, I'll go for a different goal, you might not make it. So keep aiming, whatever your goal is or whatever your goal will be, aim for it, go for it, because the work that you're going to do to get to that door is going to carry you past the door, beyond the door, to something better. I hope that makes sense. If you think, oh, I'm going to go for something better, it might veer off and you might not get it. So please go for that goal. Don't change your mind. Don't think, oh, well, then I'm going to go for something much, much better, because that could end up with some difficulties. You may not end up getting either result. Okay? So keep going for the goal. Keep the goal in mind. Keep the eye on the prize, right? But you will surpass it. You will go. It's as a dreamlike quality to the card for what I'm picking up in the reading. So it's almost going to be like dreams coming true beyond what you thought you could do. So it's like I didn't dare to dream for that. Maybe when I was younger, I dreamt about these things, but I'm going for this realistic goal, the door here, that's more realistic. And that will get you beyond, okay, into your dreams. Okay, so Spirit said to move on to the next card. So we have TikTok. Okay, so what I'm getting here is a need to be cautious. So this kind of goes with the previous card. Be realistic, aim for the door, go for that goal, the one that seems tangible, that seems real, that seems attainable, in order to get to your dreams. So here's where there's some caution. If you think, oh, well, I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to go for all those dreams I had. You might get conned, okay? So be really careful. Because what I have here, there's the clock, so there will be a time factor. And so there's going to be offers made to you, and you're going to be told, oh, but you have to do it because you're going to run out of time. It has to be, we have to have the money right away, your investment, whatever. And so there's the balloon attached to it, but the balloon is sort of looking like it's behind the watch. It doesn't quite look like it's actually attached to the watch because of how faded the ropes are. in the picture, which is indicating to me that what you don't see is you're going to hand off your investment and they're going to rush you into it. And it's going to be like, um, uh, sorry, I lost the wording. Like, and the outcome that they're promising you is going to be far beyond what you imagine. I'm sorry, I'm not wording that well. It's if it seems too good to be true, it is, right? It's going to seem like this absolutely amazing answer to your life, and so they will push you and rush you into it. But the watch is attached to the balloon, and the minute you hand off your investment, boom, it's gone, right? It's gonna float off with the balloon. It's no longer in your hands, and you'll lose all of your money, type of deal. Okay, so be wary of this over the next 5 years. Anyone who comes in with this life-changing um, opportunity, okay, um, be really, really cautious and careful because it's a scam. They're going to run off with your money. You'll never see it again. And from what I'm getting, you'll never be able to find these people again. They're going to be gone. So it'll be really hard to pursue them and to get any legal action. So it's going to be a too good to be true offer, and that's exactly what it is. It's too good to be true. It's not true. Okay, so be really careful, and that's if you're thinking, oh, I want to go beyond that door, so I'm going to aim for beyond the door, you could end up losing everything and not not only not obtaining the dreams, but not obtaining the initial goal. Okay, so be really careful with that, and really be never fall for this. Okay, quick money, easy money. It's not wise. Okay, so Spirit said to move on to the next card. And we have clean it up. So for me, this is coming through, as I'm getting family, I'm getting home, relationships. So it's kind of like that idea of spring cleaning, where you want to clean up and really thoroughly clean. So it's not just, I'm going to move the furniture and vacuum in places I haven't vacuumed in a while type of idea. This is take stock of everything. So, if this was your house that you were cleaning, your home, take everything, all the pictures down, move all the furniture, move everything out of the room. Thoroughly clean that room. Wash it floor to ceiling. Paint it if it needs painting. Fix things. Now, be really careful what you put back in the room. Do you want to keep that couch? You've had it for a while. Is it time to be replaced? Is it still good? Okay, keep it. Now, what about this chair? It's fallen apart. It's frayed. It makes the rest of the furniture look bad. Time to, if it's not too bad, you can donate it. Time to get rid of it, replace it. But are there items that, yeah, absolutely, I don't use these. I don't need them. It's clutter, whatever. Or I have this thing in this box. It's been in the box for 5 years. I haven't used it. These things can be donated, right? Given away. However, not just the house. We want this to apply to like almost everything in your life. So over the next 5 years, really take stock, take a look. Who in your life is it time to let go of? Is it time to replace? Is it a good, strong relationship? Is there even give and take? Is there a good friendship? Is this someone you can count on? Or, are you noticing, wait a minute, this person only comes around when they want something from me type of deal? So really sit back and take stock. So every area of your life, do you have 3 cars? Do you need 3 cars? We a lot of times people, they just collect things they don't need, and it's a burden. So really take stock and think, okay, who deserves to still be in my life? Who can I let go of? Who do I need to block? What items do I need? Do I have a huge house that's really I don't need? Do I not even use half of the rooms? Like, I there's this thing in society of getting more, bigger, bigger, more, you know, and it's getting to the point of ridiculousness. So, like, minimize, like, bring it in, because when you can remove the clutter, the things that are causing you to be weighed down, that are causing obstacles and hindrances to your life, when you can remove these things, remove that extra clutter, clean up, tidy up, downsize, actually that clears up a lot in your life to help you move forward in the ways you want to move forward, to help you make the progress you want to make in life, to free up your mind, to free up your spirit, to free up your ability to go do what you want in life, go places you've wanted to go, because now you have less burden, less things weighing you down. So it's really highly recommended that over the next 5 years, focus on that. Be careful of this, focus on that. If you have that goal, head for the goal. You'll get past it, but concentrate on the goal. And in 5 years, you'll be sitting pretty. So try to work on that, okay? Yeah, okay, that seems to be it for your reading. Thank you so much. I hope this has been helpful. So this reading is for those of you that chose the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck, the second reading. And so the first card that we have for you is Faith. So, right away, um, looks like you may be expanding your family. So you may be having children. So you may find that you are a parent in 5 years. Could be that you become a grandparent in 5 years. And in some way, your family is going to expand. There's going to be more of you around. Yeah, it seems to be family. I was looking to see if there was going to be any expansion or additions in other ways, but this seems to be mostly family. So if you're not in a relationship, I can't say that you will be in one in 5 years. However, some point between now and 5 years from now, it does seem as though there's a good chance you'll have a child. So keep that in mind. Okay, Spirit said that's it for that card. So yeah, there'll be an expansion. Somehow there will be more people in your family in 5 years from now. I hope that's what you're wanting. So the next card we have here is Resilience. So I think right now, perhaps you feel like there's a large burden on your shoulders, that you're, carrying the world around on your shoulders. So for some of you, I'm getting that this could be work related, that you're not happy with your career, or the job that you currently have. And it feels as though perhaps a lot of work is piled up on you and you are expected to do a lot. However, there's this feeling that you don't get the credit for doing that work like you think you should. So it could be that maybe someone else is taking credit for it. If you have a manager or something that gets you to do all the legwork and then they present the project or whatever as though they had done it themselves. And so you're not getting the recognition and credit that you deserve. So that's how it feels if this is related to work. If this is, this could be a burden of elderly parents. The family somehow has a lot of expectations of you to do everything. Or it could even be, if you're a mother in a family and you have a partner and children, that they all sort of expect you to do these things, or perhaps you sort of feel like you're the only one that does them properly, so you don't really designate. And so you're just getting really overworked and you're wearing yourself out trying to sort of be the perfect mother type of idea. And so in any of these cases, it's something you want to take a look at. So if this is work related, try to get promoted if that's something that you can do within your workplace. If not, I would look for a different job. So try to find a new position or a new place to work. So that's something you might want to look at and start to do. So hopefully there will be a change in 5 years, because you really don't want to be stuck like this. You don't want to see yourself in this particular mode 5 years from now, right? If it's family burdening you, see if you can get some sort of help. Are there other family members that can help? Um, you know, Let them know you're getting burnt out, that, you're worried that you're going to have a breakdown, or you're going to crash and burn if you can't get others to help you. If that's not available to you, maybe see if there's some sort of agency or something that can help you out, because it really feels like if you continue on this path, and this is for any of the work related, family related, however this is coming through for you, this heavy burden on you. If you're still carrying this weight 5 years from now, I don't even think you're going to make it to 5 years. And I don't mean that you're going to perish. It just means that you can't keep doing this. You can't do the same thing you're doing. There has to be change. You've got to make changes, because you might get seriously ill. You might just crash and burn. You might have a nervous breakdown. Something is going to happen that will force you to drop this burden. So either you can work and try to ease the burden your way. Okay, so see what you can do to fix it, to ease this burden. If you can't fix it, the universe or whatever is going to take it off of you, but in the wrong way, in a negative way. So that's something you have to really look at. Okay. And get it fixed. If you're the type of person who does everything because you don't think anybody else will do it as good as you, maybe it doesn't have to be done as well as you want it. Especially if you have any sort of perfectionist type of ideals, maybe not everything has to be absolutely perfect. So if you can find sort of the best person to delegate the tasks to, do that. It might not be your perfect standard, but if it's like 70, 80%, that's not bad. And you can always help the person to improve. Really try to delegate and get other people to do things. And what's relevant, like what they're capable of doing. So if it's a family situation with children, make sure they're age appropriate chores or whatever that you get them to do. Okay. And it's important that they learn how to do these things. And if you can teach them that, then that's great. You can teach them how to do it the right way so that they get it done, and then eventually they'll get it to the standard that you want, right? So yeah, so delegate. So if you don't start removing some of this burden, it's gonna crush you, okay? And I don't want to see that happen. So that's something you want to work on over the next 5 years. Okay. Spirit said to move on to the next card. So we have beauty here. So yeah, I'm getting by unloading most of the burden, you'll be much more content. You'll be at peace in your life. There's this, if you look at the big cannonball or whatever it is that they have on their back, it's just tangled up. Tentacles. There's so much coming out of it. There's so much on it, and it just, maybe it's a bug on her back or something. But it's very big, and there's a lot of stuff inside, and it's very heavy. And then you see this card, and it's very clear. There's not much there. Open and free. Okay, so that's where you'll be in 5 years. Only if you work on removing the burden. Okay, and then things will be flowing much easier in your life. You'll be much happier, more content. You'll have more peace. And I know it seems like you're far way away from it right now, but 5 years can seem like a long time away. And then again, it can come really fast. So it will get better if you do that. Okay. If you hold on to that burden, it does look like you're going to get crushed. So try to ease that in whatever way that works for you. I hope that's making sense. Okay, so the next card we have is Resistance. And so you can see here that the hand is trying to grasp on and prevent nature from happening. That's what I'm being told. They're trying to prevent, right? So like if we look at pavement, so you can have a paved road or a parking lot or a driveway. And then when it starts to erode and age and crack, you'll start to see nature growing through the cracks. As my child says, nature finds a way. And so no matter how much they are grasping and holding and trying to keep that nature from it's getting out, they're trying to hold on to it. It's mine. I got it. It's getting out. It's escaping. So whatever it is that you are grasped onto in life, the harder you hold on to it, the more it's going to wriggle and try to get away and try to escape. So if this is perhaps, and it comes to you in the form of attachment. So for some of you, if this is like someone you are in love with, or maybe you have a relationship with them and you are terrified they're going to leave you, the tighter you grasp onto them, the more you call, the more you're after them. What are you doing right now? Who are you with? The more they're going to want to get away from you. The more they're going to want to fly away. You have to relax your grip. You have to lose the attachment which can be overbearing. Try to love them, let them live their own life so that they'll stay, rather than feeling like they can't breathe and they need to escape. So this can come through in whatever way it comes through in your life. Maybe you're grasping onto money. Maybe you're afraid of losing money. And so there can be a connection between these two cards. And that perhaps the reason you have such a burden and why you have so much piled onto you is you're afraid to let go. You're afraid to release it. You're afraid of losing whatever it is you think this burden is going to gain you. I hope that makes sense, right? So if you think this is going to give you money, whatever, maybe it's a job and it's overbearing, but you think, oh, but if I stick with this job, eventually I'll be rich, or if I take care of everything, so everything's perfect in my world, in my home, in my family, then I'll gain the rewards. I'll be looked at as a perfect parent, or perfect person, that people will think I have a perfect life, and so I have to work towards that. The more you grasp at this, the more you try to grab hold and that's what I want, the more it's going to get away from you and you won't end up with that. So it's sort of a warning, these two cards. If you want to end up here in 5 years, you've got to release that grip, you've got to release that burden, okay? Because it's these things will prevent you from getting to this more beautiful, happier, calmer, peaceful, content life, okay? So look in your life and see, okay, where am I being overtaxed and what am I grasping on to too tightly? What do I need to let go of? And start letting go. Start now so that in 5 years from now, you can be here. Okay? Okay, that seems to be it for your reading. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for watching. So this reading is for those of you that chose the third deck, the Shaman's Oracle. And for some reason, Spirit said for you to have 5 cards. The other readings only have 4. So I don't know why, but let's go take a look. So the first card we have here is Spirit of Healing. So for some of you, you are Reiki masters. For others of you, that's something you might want to look into. You have healing gifts, healing power within you that you can share with others to help heal others. Perhaps it's through shamanic work. But you have healing power within you. So that's something you might want to work on so that 5 years from now, you can be a healer. So I would recommend, especially if you're interested in that, in finding out more about it and finding out what healing path you're geared to work best with. So, personally, I do some shamanic work, but I know people that do Reiki and there's other forms of healing out there. So look into that. Find out what your niche is, where your gifts lie. We all have different gifts. And so even as a shaman, we can have different gifts that sort of are our forte. We can do all things with shamanism. However, there are certain things that we are we have more of an aptitude for. Okay, so look into that so that in 5 years from now you can be a healer. If you're already a healer, maybe this is a sign to look into other forms of healing. Like if you were a Reiki master, you've mastered that, and that's great, and you can work towards that and build that up. But perhaps there are other forms of healing that you could do as well. So maybe that's something you might want to look into. Okay, so the next card we have here is Hunter of Paths. So I think between the time now and 5 years from now, there's going to be an issue. This feels almost like you're being persecuted, because in the card it feels as though you sorry, I'll bring it closer so you can see better, that you're this person and then there's this person back here with a whip who's trying to chase you down, sort of idea. So it feels like you're being persecuted, pursued. So that's something to watch out for over the next 5 years. Because there's this jagged line, I hope you can see it coming up behind here. I get that you're protected. That's like a protection, a barrier, preventing this person from being able to actually hit you with the whip. So they're chasing after you, but I think you will be protected. So for some of you, this might actually be a lawsuit that comes through within the next 5 years. You might already know of this. I think you're going to be protected. However, it's going to be chaotic. Whatever surrounding this is, it's going to be a bit of chaos in your life. So just be prepared for that in the next 5 years. I think it will have resolved in 5 years. I certainly hope so. But when it's happening, it's going to be chaotic and a bit of an upheaval in your life, something you'd rather not have to go through, but sadly you're going to have to. But I think you will be protected. I don't know, it may not be that you'll come through the victor, but it could be that, if it's a case of this person's after money from you, it might just be, no, they can't actually get your money. However it's going to happen, I don't know if it'll be a money issue for everybody, but you'll be protected. Okay, there's protection here. Okay, Spirit said to move on. So hopefully it'll make more sense. So that card we have here is Shaman of Birth. So for some of you, yeah, you might end up having a child. So in 5 years from now, you might be a parent. If you're a bit older, maybe you'll be a new grandparent. I'm getting that's for some people. For other people, I don't know why I'm seeing fish. Sorry. I never know what's going to come up when I'm reading the cards. I don't like, if there's a meaning to I don't bother. Every time I have a reading, it's a brand new thing that comes through the cards for me. For some reason, I'm seeing fish over a fire here. So this feels, for some of you, this is going to be job related. So I think what's happening here is you're going to get a job offer, but I think it will entail you having to move. You might even have to leave the country. I'm hearing Hawaii. So perhaps there's someone who will see this that will get the job offer to go to Hawaii. Okay, sorry, I don't know. Yeah, psychic things and spirit and whatever is coming through. So this could be like birth of, it's almost like starting a new life when you have to move, and especially if you have to change the country, especially if it's a country that is a foreign language. So you'll have to learn that to be able to live there. So for some of you, this is going to be a job opportunity that comes through, but it feels as though it's going to require some sort of move for you to be able to take on this new position, this new job. But I'm getting like, yeah, go for it. So in 5 years from now, you may live somewhere completely different from where you're living now. Okay, so that is also an opportunity that may come along for you. Okay, Spirit said to move on to the next card. So we have Ancestor of Exile here. This doesn't feel like you. This feels like some grumpy person. You probably know who this is already. There, there's like some grumpy person in your life. Oh, it feels like they phone you all the time. Blah, 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 blah. They sometimes they talk about nonsense, but they complain about everything, every little thing, and it kind of really gets on your nerves. And it's like you don't want to answer the phone, but if you don't answer the phone, the next time you have to deal with them, it's going to be so much worse. So it's just better to answer the phone and get it over with. That's how this feels. Um, oh, they're just so grumpy. And they're kind of miserable in life. And I think you tend to have a rather positive, rather happy outlook on life generally. And they can really suck your energy right out of you. So it's like, maybe you get home from work and you have dinner and you're ready to relax, have a nice evening, and now they're calling. Ugh. And so you pick up the phone and yeah, blah blah blah. And then after, half an hour or an hour on the phone with them, and now you're just drained of energy. You don't want to do anything, you can barely function. And maybe you'd hope to, do laundry while you were going to watch TV or something, and now you can't possibly do laundry because you've been drained of energy. So that's who this is. I don't think they're going to be in your life anymore in 5 years from now. Um, and that could be with you moving, that perhaps they will lose touch with you because if you're close at hand, maybe this is the type of person who calls and is always asking for favors. Can you come over and do this? Can you help me with that? Can you do this and that and the other thing for me? And they're not going to be able to do that if you have moved away. So they're going to look for someone else that they can take advantage of or unload their burden to. So I think you're going to be free of this person in 5 years. Okay. However, it's going to play out. Um, but it just feels like, yeah, yeah, okay, you're free. So if you know who this is, yay, they won't have to put up with them for much longer. Okay. That's a funny card. Okay, so the next card we have here is Shaman of Tradition. So I see in this card that you're going to be in a happier place in 5 years than you are now. Like it's not going to be clear sailing because we know about this card, right? Where there's some negativity and chaos going on. So it's not going to be a clear path over the next 5 years. However, 5 years from now, you'll be in a better place. You'll be happier, more content, more at peace. You may even be a little more spiritually enlightened than you are now. Okay, so if you're working on the healing and things, you may actually learn things that will help you. But it does look like it might be a bit of a bumpy road on the way to getting there. Okay, sorry, I don't know how that my kitten interrupted for a bit there. She wants some snuggles, and so I got sidetracked. Um, so things will be better in 5 years. Hopefully, you'll be working on your spirituality. You'll be free of this person. You may have a new job, or your family might expand. But it's not going to be a totally easy 5 years to get there. But it will be better than where you are now. Okay? Yeah, I'm so sorry about the interruption. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been helpful. So this reading is for those of you that chose the last deck of cards, the fourth deck, Mystical Journey Oracle. So the first card we have here is Rites of Passage. So I feel like you're being watched. This has a feeling of a higher being or a spiritual guide, someone who's watching over you, helping you, sending blessings your way, trying to make your life better. They're kind of like rooting for you, like a cheerleader, hoping that you're going to choose the right path in life, make the right decisions in life. So I think it's it's almost like Jiminy Cricket, with Pinocchio, if you're familiar with that, who is his consciousness, right? Like, so if Pinocchio was choosing to do something wrong, Jiminy Cricket would try to convince him, no, you have to do the right thing. That's the wrong thing. And so it feels like they influence that voice within you to try to get you to do the right thing. So it's important to listen to that. Listen to that inner wisdom that you have. Listen to your gut. Follow your gut, your intuition. Uh, I always, recommend choosing your gut over your head and your heart, because your head is influenced by what's logical and what's expected of me in society, and your heart tends to be, it'll go after what it desires, which isn't always the best thing. So follow your gut, because your gut, you'll get kicked in the gut. It'll feel like you're getting kicked in the gut if you're making the wrong move, if you're doing the wrong thing. Like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. And so follow that, or, oh, I shouldn't trust this person. Believe that, and get yourself out of those situations. So yeah, so listen to that voice, because it's like it's roaring. Right? It's so loud, like, hello, do the right thing, and they're watching you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, right, sounds good. Maybe I'll try that. So yeah, do follow the right thing, do the right thing. Um, Always try to pick the virtuous action as much as possible, okay? Because otherwise, it's going to come back and bite you. You know, they got the fangs. They're warning you, and if you don't do the right thing, you're going to get chomped later on. So pay attention to that, because start working on that now. Work on that through the next 5 years so that you can get to a better place than where you are now, okay? And it will help you in the future for sure. So work on doing that. Okay, the next card we have here is resilience. So you might find yourself in sort of a dark place right now. So maybe you've lost a bit of your way. Perhaps it might not. This might not apply to everybody in the same way, but it feels like a dark place. Maybe it's just dark thoughts, or maybe you've been watching too many true life crime shows or something on Netflix or something like that. I know for myself, if I watch too many of those, I start having nightmares. So it's like, oh, I've been watching too many of those negative shows. I have to stop watching them. So yeah, if you find that you're in a darker place, or maybe things just don't feel right in your life, look at this. Okay, try to follow this. Try to do the right thing. Try to be conscientious of what you're doing. Try to have forethought, foresight as to the choices you make. Make sure that it's not just to benefit you, but to benefit as many people as possible, to help you get through this. And look, if you already know your spiritual guide or your higher being, look to them for the help and support that you might need right now to get through this sort of darker time. But you've come out of the tunnel here. Okay, so you're standing, you've come out of the tunnel. It's still kind of dark where you are, but you're like almost to the end. Okay, so you got to keep going, keep persevering. You'll get through. You've gotten this far, which is quite far, which really is quite far. If you look back at your life, I think you will agree you have come a long way. Okay, and so you're getting out. The space is larger here, right? There's this big opening. Instead of being in the small tunnel, there's this big opening. So it still seems dark, and it may seem darker than the tunnel, but they often say it's darkest before the dawn. It has this feeling to it, okay? That, yeah, things are opening up, and you're like, oh, this is not the way I had wanted it to be. I was hoping for something else. Yeah, keep going. It's going to take a little more time. We have to purify all our negative karma before we get completely free, right? Of all the negative things that happen to us. And so it can feel like, oh, it's piling on, it's too much. It's getting better. You are getting better. You're getting farther along on your path in life. Okay, I hope that's making sense to you. Okay, the next card that we have here is Divine Gateway. So again, there's like this path, but if you can see that, right, there's this path that's coming down, but it's going inside of her. The path is not outside of her. Like, it appears to be in her shoulder going into her body. That's the key. The path is inside you. What you're looking for is inside of you. Peace, happiness, contentment, love, joy, it's all within yourself. It's not outside of you. It's not in the outside world. Like in this card, you're not in the outside world. You're trapped inside in this cave, in this tunnel. But the answer is within you. If you're trying to escape and get out into the world, if you think the answer is out in the world and you're looking out in the world for it, you're not going to find it. It's not out there. It's inside you. Okay? So you need to do the internal work. Look to your spiritual guide, higher being, higher self, however that is for you. Look to that. Your higher self, you're going to get there. Okay? It's internal work. So look for the answers you seek. The answers you seek come from within. So you can find a method. Perhaps out in the world, you may find a method. You may find a calling. You may find a spiritual practice. Whatever it is that's going to help you to find those internal answers. Okay? So that you can become this ethereal being that you know you are, and you can connect with that. The answer's inside. Okay, so keep going. You're getting there. Okay, trust in it. You're getting there. Okay, and the last card we have here is Clearing Your Space. And so you can see she's surrounded by different things. Looks like different buildings, different objects, different material things that perhaps she's needed in life. So this represents you. I'm not saying that you're female. You may not be. It has nothing to do with it. But it's female in the card. So you may keep thinking, but I need to have everything in my life perfect. I need to have all these things. If I don't have all these things and get them in the right order and get them perfect, I'll never be happy. I'll never get that happiness. But in the card, like, she has gathered all of these things around her, and it's chaos. It's swirling around in almost like a tornado. Everything's just mumble jumbled and mixed around because the answer does not lie in the material, in objects, in things in the world. Getting things perfect, you'll never get, no one has gotten things perfect in the world. Okay? So work on the internal. She's surrounded, she's swirling. You feel as though you're trapped. That's part of the trap. The attachments, the objects, the things we think we have to have. if we can release them so that we won't be trapped anymore, then we can be free. Okay? So it's a very spiritual reading, and there's a lot of practical advice here. Stop looking outside of yourself, look within. The answers, the happiness, everything you seek is within you. It's not out in the world. And if you feel trapped and you're not getting anywhere, you're making progress. Keep going. It just feels like you're almost there. You've almost found it. So I think in 5 years from now, you'll have gone through this. If you take the advice here and you go within, this whirlwind, which can be all these obstacles and hindrances, becomes a whirlwind of release, letting it go, becoming free from all of it, because you don't need it anymore. You'll have that inner peace. You won't need your life to be perfect. You won't need material things. You can release them. So it's like in 5 years from now, if you've done this work, the winds are coming from within her as she is dispersing of this stuff. Get rid of it. So you're in a much better place in 5 years from now. And it really feels spiritually, but also feels like within your life, because doing the spiritual work will help with the rest of your life of getting that under control type of idea, okay, of getting to where you want to be. But it looks like it's going to happen. But yeah, there's work you have to do. Sadly, it's not just going to be handed to you. But you can find what you're looking for. If you look for your spiritual guide, you look to your higher self or higher being, find the right path for you, become more virtuous, work on that, work on the inner peace. You'll get there. You'll be free and released. And it's like now she's no longer bothered by the stuff in the card. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this has been helpful.